It's the Sunday morning Screaming Memes with your host, Bandana Jay.
Morning, everybody. How you doing today? I was just seeing how things are going, and we're going to be going live here now, so I'm so glad everybody's joined in and watching everything, and that's awesome. I'm live on the air. Let me just move that down. You guys could holler in, write something, and all of that. I appreciate all those things. I thank everybody for tuning in yesterday for doing everything. And I was trying to get an email off here real quick, so bear with me just for a tad here. I know I was falling behind trying to get some things done, so just bear with me here a minute, and I'll be right there. I'm sorry about that. This is kind of important here, Okay. Hang on. So how's everybody doing? My apologies for doing this now. I had no choice, like I said. But please tune in. Stay tuned. I got a great show. There's a lot of thanks I want to do. I wanted to get this off here before this, but I wound up getting busy. So just bear with me here 1 second. Okay, I don't think I'll be able to do what I wanted to do here. There we go. Okay. I'm in the wrong thing. Okay. All right. Okay. I just think I'm going to do what I wanted to do. Unless I do it this way, which I'm going to probably have to do. Just so I can get this done. Okay. Oh, wait. My bad. I'm going here too fast because I should have got this done. Okay. Okay. Bear with me 1 minute. I'm almost getting it. No, I won't be able to do it. Okay, that did not work out as planned. Okay. That did not work out as planned. Okay. So, the thing is this. We had a great day yesterday. We got around doing stuff. We were at the fair yesterday. Bear with me 1 second again. I'm back with you again. I'm trying to get some things organized here, so then my life is a lot easier. Sorry, I needed to get that. Okay, now I'm pretty much set here. Okay, like I said, we were out in Standing Stone yesterday. Things were good. We got around. We marched into the parade. Gail had her Tour is the Word stuff on. And we were out there trying to reach people, which we did. We did reach a few people. We were excited about that. People who got excited about hearing the Bandana J show was in town, so I was excited about that. There's a few shout-outs I want to give here today. Rebecca at Standing Stone, thank you for organizing that parade and event. You did a fantastic job. We pray that it grows bigger and bigger. Anybody in the Tennessee area, get a hold of them about participating in that event. It was a lot of fun. Also, Ryan at the copy store, he helped make our signs. He printed that stuff out. The emails will be coming to you, pictures of us wearing it on the boards I was talking about. So that should be a lot of fun. You should see that soon too. So keep that in mind. So thank you once again, Henry, for the weather. Henry Rothenberger for the weather. He did a great job on that. We thank you for that. I know he didn't make the weather, but he did a good job doing that. Hang on, I got to do one more thing. texting on them so I can see if my text is working. Thank all the friends out there who liked our stuff. We appreciate that. This has been a hectic morning for me. I had to run to the store, come home, and that's why I didn't get a couple of emails off I had to get off. But I want to also thank the Doe Show. He was live the other day, and I popped on his thing there real quick, and he gave me a shout out, and I appreciate that, and I'll give him a shout out back. If anybody is on Twitch and all, go to Doe Show. That's DOE Show, SHOW. He's a lot of fun to watch. He shows different stuff and comments on it. It's a great thing, you know. He asked me if one day would I come on his thing and talk on his podcast or something. Yes, I'm all for it. I will definitely do it. Hello, Gail. Gail's online there. I see her saying hi. Appreciate that, Gail, for popping in. You know what I mean? She'll probably go also on Twitch. So shout out there on the Twitch, you know, and I appreciate all of that. But like I said, I thank him for that. I hope he tunes in today too. So that's awesome. What I was gonna say. Also, like I said, and thank all the friends. Okay, I'm gonna get the show started here. I got some fun memes I want to show and all that, and I think we're gonna have a nice little show going on. Hang on, I'm scrolling to fix all that. Let me go this way. I gotta do that. Start now. And then I gotta scroll all the way over. None of that. There we go. Ba-boom, ba-boom. Ba-boom, ba-boom. And then I'm gonna pick me up. I thought okay, there. Hey, Gail's on there from Twitch. Hello, Gail. That's Wild Olive Life. Yes, hello. You know, I seen you were out there yesterday doing stuff. That's fantastic. First one here I got. I like this because I thought it was cool with the little cats and dogs. Hang on, let me just move my thing here, you know, so I can see you better. Let me move over just a bunch too. Well, hang on, let me move you down a little bit. There you go. I thought this was really cool because, like, if people start getting pets right now for the holidays, they'll give them as gifts and stuff like that to little kids. Keep this in mind. When you adopt a dog, it takes three days to compress, three weeks to start to know your routine, and 3 months to start to feel at home. Give them a chance. Just don't think you bring a dog or a cat home and they're all for it 100%. It takes time. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. But it does take a couple of days for them to get used to being around you. Some adopt quicker than others. Some don't. You know. So keep that in mind when you're getting pets. That they don't adapt quick sometimes. You know what I mean? And you get into a routine of where to go to the bathroom, where they're eating, where to sit, where not to sit, not to jump on stuff. So, keep in mind with that too. I don't see my little thing of how many people are looking. So, but that's okay. You know what I mean? It's like that back. There we go. Go out of there. There you go. Go out of there. Okay, then we got election time going on. You know what I mean? Like it says here, while you worry about who's in there for 4 to 8 years, corrupt politicians are spending 30 to 40 years there. I'm all for short-term limits. It's enough is enough with a lot of this stuff. You know what I mean? They don't need to be in there a lifetime. A judge, a senator, none of these people. Even some military people don't need to be in there too when they're ancient. There comes a time newer people need to step up. Ways change, things change, and you can't keep to some old ways constantly. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? That's just ridiculous. So keep that in mind. I'm all for that. And I'm always stating that at events or something. There got to be term limits and all. And who's ever in there for 48 years, honest to me, they're just a puppet of the system. I mean, Biden, Trump, I don't care who the Trump watcher gets upset. They're just a puppet of the system. Because the ones who were there so long, they're still there. So how much are they accomplishing to a certain extent? You know, they're working for the established system. You know, so whatever. You know, I believe get out and vote, but these days I'm getting real skeptical about a lot of that. I mean, even someone yesterday at the event here was telling me about vote. I don't really. It's part of it. I don't want to hear it. Even like Fox News, I don't agree with a lot they say. So whatever. You know what I mean? It's getting on my nerves with it. And I don't want to get on anybody's nerves because I don't touch politics and religion all that much. But keep that in mind. You know, and term limits have to happen. You know. Okay. Now this is one here that says best time to kiss her. You know, when she's babbling about something, when you're arguing, when you see her, when you're with her, when you're with your friends, when she cries, when she's happy, when she does something you love, after you ask her out, after she says loves you, after you just kissed her, before you leave. At my point, whenever you get a chance to kiss her, it makes her feel loved. Yeah, be affectionate with one another. You know, I mean, it's good. It's healthy. You know, if you know your wife, you know your husband, all, you know, be affectionate. You know, work with one another. You know, but that's another story. This just made me hungry the minute I seen it. I love chicken soup, and I saw this bowl, and it's getting cold out. Yesterday, I froze my ass off outside. You know, it was cold. I had my ski toboggan hat thing on. You know, one of them. I have my knitted hats. And I feel better when I even tied a bandana on the outside of it, so this way Bandana J was still rocking the bandanas, you know. I also had a bat one on, kind of like I'm wearing now, but it was a different pattern. I had that on yesterday, but it didn't really warm up on my head to take it off. Today's a little bit warmer out, nice, even though we had that heavy frost, but up there in Monterey, you're up on really on top of the mountain right there. Your elevation is a lot higher. We might not get snow down here in the Cookeville area, but up there in Monterey, it'll snow out there. I mean, there'll be snow going on and all sorts of stuff. I got to take a sip. And my soda is warm because it's too cold out here to drink a cold soda. And this I thought was good. Humanity is greater than status. You know, the rich lady's covering the poor guy who bicycling around. Yeah, you know, if you're well off, fantastic. That's great. But remember, people are people too, you know. Don't treat them like garbage. Be nice to them. You know what I mean? Be nice to everybody. The best you can. You know, a lot of people these days are not, you know. They'll look you in the face and lie and everything. So me, I try to be honest with people, you know. So I mean, that's something you'll get straight talk from me, you know. And I always did that, and my friends from years ago would tell you the same thing. Then I thought this was funny with, you know, the fall season. Who's ready for some pumpkin spice, and a pumpkin woman comes in all dressed sexy and shit, you know. So I thought that was funny, you know, pumpkin spice. You know. Then, you know, I like old movies and all that. And here's Dean Martin with Lou Costello, you know. And they're both Italian, which was unique, you know. And this, I think this was taken kind of after he left Jerry Lewis when they split up, because there was a lot of influential people that backed Dean Martin because they knew he had a lot of talent, you know. And I think that was what kind of this picture was joking about, you know. And you know, he was you know, just having fun, but you know. And Dean Martin went on to a great career. I think he was a great actor. You know, I mean, I don't think he ever won any awards or anything, but he was a good actor. I think a lot of his drama roles were played really well by him. You had even his comedic roles, but his Western roles, a few with John Wayne, were very good. I mean, he's an understated actor, but he was a good actor. You know, great voice for singing. I mean, man was an all-around man. I'm surprised even on like the Roku channels and a lot of this retro TV and all that, they're not showing his TV show. You know, his variety show was a hit for years. You know, I would love to see them back on TV, played in sequence, you know. because they were great. They were awesome. You know what I mean? You got all these other shows that you constantly see. I'm tired of seeing Andy Griffith. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere the hell you turn, you see Andy Griffith. Put some of these shows on, people. You know, if you got the means or you know how to get these series, these are awesome shows. A lot of people would tune in. I think young and old. So that's me. This is a picture of me one time when I was hanging out at a bar called Hooligans down here in Cookeville, Tennessee. You know, it's still there, Hooligans. They opened up another place called Social Media. You know, Media Social, something like that. But I think it's Media Social. You know, and it's all right, but the Hooligans is a sports bar. It's smoking in there, so no children, you know what I mean? Or no one under 21 is allowed in because they allow smoking. But you can't smell it. He has these big units of air filtration in there, and you don't really even smell the smoke. You know what I mean? So, and I used to smoke, so it doesn't bother me. But you know, and it's not like there's a cloud of smoke in there, or nothing. But it's a fun place to go. We were horsing around. I forgot what some event was going on there, and I got these googly eyes, and they took a picture of me. Half the time I look like that after I'm drinking all day. So I thought that was funny, you know. Then now this is October. I think this day is still here. You know, it's called, you know, Set the Tatas Free, you know, Breast Cancer Month, you know. There's the No Bra Day, but it used to be Save the Tatas, you know. And, well, men can get breast cancer same as women, you know what I mean? It's a little bit different form, I believe, but you get it across your chest and you get cancer. You know, it's a different form of breast cancer, but men can get breast cancer too. So this is a very important thing. Keep it aware, even though it's done at the extent of having fun with it, you know what I mean? But it's awareness. You know, breast cancer is very serious. My grandmother had breast cancer, and she had her breast removed. You know, I mean, it's things that are talked about, not much, but I mean, these things do happen to women. You know what I mean? I knew of other women later in life these things happen to, and some would talk about it, some won't, you know, and you don't never know, you know what I mean? But if you got a chance to support this, donate money or help out. I don't know how you can help out, but you know, but if you could donate money or something like that, or bring awareness, do it. It's very important, people. It's very important. Now, this was also me. This was a few years ago. I think I was in a Hobby Lobby, and I seen this mask, and I put it on. I think it's fantastic. I wish I bought it back then, but I didn't buy it. The mouth moved and all. Some of these Halloween masks are fantastic. Now, I'm not supposed to really celebrate Halloween because of my faith and all of that, but I just think, this is me, if you're having fun with something and you know it's for fun, you're not out there howling and wolfing like a werewolf or thinking you're a damn werewolf, you know, have fun. That's just me. It's a fun thing, you know, if you, even with your kids, if you keep it in perspective what it is. Like when I was small, I was Roman Catholic, and my family explained, we were not the holiest people going. I mean, not by a fucking long shot, we weren't the holiest people going. But my family taught me right from wrong, and they made me aware, you know, as I got a little bit older, what Santa Claus was and all this. And you knew what things were. Speak to your kids, speak to family members. And I don't see no harm having fun. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might want to lay off boiling a cauldron and dancing around naked like naked witches and all, like maybe Rose would be doing, my friend. You know, she might be into that shit, but I keep telling her, get off of that, you know. She likes to break my chops about the witchy poo stuff. But as long as you're not doing something really stupid, you know, but you got to keep things in perspective and let people know where you stand. That it's only a fun thing you're doing. You like to have fun, you know, so you want to dress up as a ghoul or something, that's kind of wrong, but, you know, just make people aware that, hey, look, I'm just having some fun. These days, people like zombies, you know. Me, I'm not a big zombie fan, you know, but, you know, people like zombies. So if you dress up like that, what the hell's the difference, you know what I mean? No big damn whoop. And some religious people get all bent out of shape. Now, I remember a few years ago, you would go to these to these churches. I had friends that went to these churches, and they would have like a a fall festival and let the kids dress up, but you couldn't dress up as anything bad, like believe it or not, Frankenstein, Dracula, or a werewolf and all. You had to be a clown or something like this. Nowadays, clowns are kind of killers, so you can't even dress as a damn clown. But now they don't care how you come. It's kind of open. Because, if you let the kids know you're just having fun dressing up, they can dress up damn any day they want as Frankenstein and have fun. One could be Dracula and one could be Van Helsing instead of playing cowboys and Indians. So, so what's the difference? Shit. Now, this I thought was kind of cool. I've seen this a few times. It's called Chicken of the Tree, solid white, brown squirrel in a can. Now, this is fake, people. I don't think Charlie the Tuna now is doing Chicken of the Tree, but this is kind of funny. Now, you're not supposed to eat squirrel. That's rodent. That's an unclean food, but I know people who ate it and who have offered it to me. I don't ever recall eating it. I might have just tasted it. So I want to say that was like eating it. You know what I mean? And I don't really remember. I think it tasted a lot like rabbit, which is not a clean food either. You know what I mean? I've eaten that in the past, but not like in abundance. I've had it like at a friend's house or something like that. I've had rabbit. You know what I mean? And it didn't taste like much to me, you know what I mean? But that's what they said. I remember the time my sister made goat leg of goat, which is really good, you know what I mean? And she kept calling it leg of lamb, you know what I mean? And I was with her husband at the time, before he passed away, and we picked up goat, and she kept telling me it's leg of lamb, and I'm like, this is goat, but, it was really good, it was really, really good, and she prepared it really good, so I mean, all props to everybody. But also, I don't know if you ever had like oxtail or tongue, cow's tongue, which is really tender, cow's tongue. The hardest thing with cow's tongue, you got to know what the hell you're doing with meat, and you'd be surprised. You got to pull that skin off that tongue, you know what I mean? But damn, once you cook that, it's getting cooked, boiled, and broiled and all. Wow, it's tender. It's the most tender meat you ever eat on a cow, So, I mean, don't be afraid. And like oxtail, putting tail in a soup to get the flavoring, that's been around for centuries. That's when the whole cow would be used, see, because you would use that as your like part of your soup stock, the tail. There's a lot of flavor in that. Maybe from getting hit with all the shit. Those who talking about shit, who watched the video and saw that horse just having a good old time handing out manure. That was classic. That's gonna be on TikTok, people. I'm gonna be cutting that scene out, and that's I couldn't believe that shit. I mean, that horse was just, he had to go. He just had to go. That's all I'm going to say about that for now. Whoa! Just scrunch that back down and scoop that off. Now, I seen there's a friend, I think that was my lawyer friend. I know who that girl is in the picture. She's a lawyer. Her name is Looper. Her last name is Looper, and her first name is Dana, but she's a lawyer. She also ran for being a judge, but I think she didn't quite make that. She just missed it by a few votes, but that's not the point this is on. But it says, don't judge people just because they sin differently than you. That's so true. That's so true. You know what I mean? Because, everybody's a sinner, people. I don't care who you are right now, what you're doing. Some way, somehow, you're sinning. You know what I mean? So, please. Even me. I don't ever say I'm holier than thou or nothing like that. And that's why people I've been around who had problems and they would talk to me, they say, you're not like other people or these religious people that start judging. Hey, I can't judge people, but people are and they do as people are what they do. You know what I mean? So, I'm not going to sit there and judge them and stuff like that, because I got my own sins I do. You know what I mean? So these are things I wrestle with, so just remember that, like I said, I always say it, some memes are wacko, you know what I mean? So, and you just got to really look at some of these memes and see what's in them, okay? Then we got the only people who are mad at you for speaking the truth are those people who are lying, living a lie, and keep speaking the truth. That's true. That's true. I get so many. It's like, hey, I can't help it. You can't handle the truth. Okay, it's too bad for you, but whatever. I'm gonna hopefully here. I got a couple little birds that keep bugging me right now up here because I'm sitting in their spot. Gail was sitting in their spot yesterday, so but I'm gonna try to fix these feeders around and all that. This I can never understand right now. All these things with Thelma, they always making her so sexy looking and shit. When I grew up, you watch Scooby Doo, they had Thelma. She was just a little kind of a chubby chick. You know what I mean? And now they make her this whole like glamorous, smart, geeky glamour stuff. Which I wish they did that when I was small. They had Velma looking sexy and her looking dorky. And now it's like kind of changed. So ladies, take care of yourselves. Because men are looking. Now this is a picture of me. I got a few pictures on here I put this week of me. Because I thought they were really cool. This was in Livingston. It was a hog festival. It was called something about the college team or something like that, the high school team, And there was people imitating, doing the Indian stuff, And he came over by the booth, and I took a picture. Back then, as you see, I was wearing a bandana and all, and he was like a shamanist. You know what I mean? So it was like kind of a cool picture. People, I showed this to other people. They thought I was dressed as him also. I'm like, how do you see that? The shirt had hamburgers on it. You know what I mean? And it was kind of cool that day too, But that was us set up doing some food sales and all. And like I said, I thought people get a kick out of seeing the shamanist here, the way he was dressed up. I remember him explaining stuff to me and all of that. So, but it was cool. He invited us to go to a thing, but I was busy that day, so I didn't get a chance to go to that. Then that was me, the way I looked. With my classic hamburger shirt. We used to do hamburgers and all of that. And people knew what, the shirt spoke for itself. Everything I tried to wear at an event or something or do always reflected what I was selling and doing. So you knew where to go. Look for the guy with the hamburger shirt and all this. Or people would say, oh, that guy with the hamburger shirt is here. So, and that was the cotton candy. I sold tons and tons of cotton candy, fun to make. But now, this was just a few years ago. I used to sell a bag of cotton candy for $3. $3. Now you got people selling the same cotton candy, same way, made the same way out of a machine. They're charging $5, $10 for bags. And anywhere from $5 to $10, $8 a bag. Ridiculous. I priced the sugar. It's no damn different. I can get regular sugar at the grocery at a Walmart and add the flavoring even. It's no different. The prices are minimal of what you spending for it. Why they're so high priced, I don't know. I mean, I could sell that $3 bag all day long and walk away a winner than trying to sell one bag at $8 and maybe selling less. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's something to really think about. I'm a big believer in most sales. Even though some things I got to sell now, I'm kind of fixed at prices, so it's hard. But if you got full say on your prices, low cost, high volume, man, that's the way to go. You know what I mean? I'm a 100% believer in that. I think it works great. It always did. This country was founded on it, and now I remember talking about like these old cartoons. There was an old cartoon with the mice doing business, and he's explaining the whole business, like low cost, high volume, how low. And if you didn't understand that or try that, I don't know what to tell you. But it just makes me sick. Things are sold so high. Now, some items are sold high because they're high at cost. But even the margin of profit is small. You can't try to double the price on something that's $1,000. You can't turn around and try to sell it for $2,000 to make it. it really has to show the value for that. But most of the time, maybe you can do it for like 1,500, 1,300, maybe pushing 17. You know, so keep that in mind, young business people. I mean, a lot of people I don't agree with business stuff because I can go out there with the same stuff, lower that cost just a bit, and walk away with more in my pocket. You know, so stay alert. You know, be educated. Now, this is a fun movie. Well, kind of fun. It's a series. It's like 2 hour mini series on 2 hours long. It's almost like 10 episodes. You know what I mean? And it's from when they founded this town to like modern day, well, modern day back to the 70s, you know, or 80s rather, you know. And the actors of, you know, Richard Chamberlain, you know, Robert Conrad and all them in there, the earlier ones, you know, awesome performances, awesome. You want to see why they blame Indians of scalping, and Robert Conrad says it in the movie, the white man started it, you know what I mean, and the white man wanted proof from the Indians who they killed. This is going back when they were settling it. Forget the West. This is way before the damn West even was taking place. This went back into the New England states before founding of this country. These practices were taking place by the white man first, then asked to be done for the Indians to do it. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. You know, they wanted proof of who they killed and fought, so they brought back scalps for the proof. And white men were doing that as bounty also. So keep that in mind. And here's a little tidbit of trivia. Up there in the Northeast, you know, like I said, this is pre-Civil War and all this, and Revolutionary War. You know, when it was we were fighting Indians back then, still to a certain extent, you know, because it was the French and the English all involved with these Indians. The Indians captured a fort there. It was the only fort ever really captured by Indians with a cannon and all that. So that's a bit of history for you. But it was a different time. But then that practice took place out toward the West. But it was the same. But it was started by them. You know. So this movie says a lot about history. So if you ever get a chance to watch the whole series, sit down and watch it. You see a lot. It's right down the middle with a lot of stuff here and there. Then you got John Wayne. Who can argue with John Wayne? You know, just because I disagree with you doesn't mean I hate you. We need to relearn that in our society. That's true. That is so true. You could disagree with someone, doesn't mean you hate them. You know what I mean? Everybody disagrees with me. I don't care. You know what I mean? But I don't hate them. You know what I mean? Because you got your opinion, I got mine. What can you do? You know what I mean? So, but this is a great thing to keep in mind. Then you got Johnny Depp here as, you know, Captain Jack, but he's like, why is the coffee gone? I get a kick out of these. Like, why is the beer gone? Why is the pivo gone? That's Polish for beer. You know, why is the rum gone? You know, so I think all that's kind of really, really funny. You know what I mean? And he's like looking in the cup. You know, then I guess everybody's seen the movie. Then she's burning the last of the rum to burn the signal of ship. You know, she's like burning everything down, and he's like freaking out. So it's like funny as hell. You know, then some older people might remember him, and he's another show that should be back on in circulation as a rerun. You know, is the Galloping Gourmet. He made a lot of good food. I remember watching him as a kid early in the morning on TV. I mean, he ran around dressed semi-neat, you know, and dressed up, you know, and he cooked the dinner, and then he always invited someone from the audience to sit and enjoy it with him. So it was a good show. He cracked on stuff, made fun of everything, you know. It was a good, entertaining show. I don't know why these shows, I mean, it might be copyrighted issues, who knows, but they should bring them back into circulation again like that, because they were a lot of fun to watch. You know, this is my first cell phone, right? I did not have this. A friend of mine's sister had this. Like my first cell phone, I looked like I was was like I was under enemy fire and calling in an airstrike. Man, those phones were exactly like that. They were big, bulky, and that was a mobile phone, Motorola. I mean, she carried that one time we went out to some event or something, and she carried that. I said, "Oh my God, we got a field pack with us." I'm like, "Where the hell are we going into combat?" You know, I'll never forget that. The first time I seen her pull that phone out and shit, I was like, "Oh shit!" But yeah, those phones were like that. I mean, they were like that. they, I mean, she had one. I don't know why she had one, but she had one. Then it says, I went camping and caught this on my trail cam. You know, it's like Bigfoot walking through the woods, you know, that's funny. You know, a lot of people to this day still think Bigfoot's alive. Elvis is alive. Well, they think Bigfoot's alive too, which is, you know, that's another story for another day, people. We're going to get into the big feet. You know what I mean? It was just a man with big feet. That's it. Finished. You know, you know, but a lot of people still think today they seen Elvis somewhere or a vision of Elvis, but I don't know. I don't want a vision of him. These, I think, are funny as hell. You don't see many of them, but they got this beagle dog, you know, getting attacked by the G.I. Joe guys, you know, and one's in its mouth, one's about ready to throw a net. So I think that's funny. So, like, when dogs attack toys, I picture this is what's going on. You know what I mean? I think that's so funny, you know what I mean? You see, like, a dog, you know, attacking little toy dolls, and they're all fighting back and shit, you know. I always thought that was funny. You know, this was pretty cool. Let me just try to slide me over. You know, where the pumpkin is sick and they're all drunk drinking beer. That's funny. You know, so. But in a couple of weeks here, I'm also going to carve some pumpkins. Probably 2 or 3, you know, because I like carving them. You know, even though it's, you know, oh, it's Halloween. I've been carving them since I was a kid. My father showed. I don't do nothing. I could do almost kind of like these faces. Nothing spectacular. I don't carve Mount Rushmore into it or nothing like that. I just make simple little faces. That's it. And they're fun. I like pumpkin seeds, and I just think it's a fun thing to do. You know what I mean? So I make them, and I'll put probably a candle or a light in them. Probably a light, because I got these cats and animals here. So I'll put some sort of little light in them, a tea light in them, you know, the battery-powered little tea lights, and they're fun. Just have fun. I'm not saying I'm not gonna go out here in the middle of the night and damn worship a pumpkin. You know what I mean? It's like, why are you doing? You know, I'm not trying to ward off no evil spirits. You know, it's like nothing. You know, I'm just making a face on a pumpkin. You know, so have fun. You know, hell, have fun. It's no big. To me, it's no big deal. Like I said. You know, is someone going to, you take it that way, then that's you, you know. Then this is a record that was out when I was a kid called Goofy Greats. If you find it, you can find a lot of these songs on YouTube. So check them out. They're really funny. They hold up till today, a lot of them. I mean, so check them out. They're classic spoof songs. You'll hear bits and pieces of them in movies. That's where they got them from. I mean, these are the artists who did them that's on this record. You know, then I thought this was funny, because you see Loki, Fury, Captain Marvel, fought King Kong with the Nova Corps. If you were into the Marvel Comics movies and the kaiju movies with King Kong. Yeah, this is true, because the guy on the left, the old guy on the left, that's the actor that was with the Nova Corps. I forget his name. I don't know no damn actor's name unless they're really old. You know, the girl is from Captain Marvel. Now, Nick Fury, who's that actor, Samuel Jackson, I think that's his name. Oh, I dropped something. The breeze took my paper. You know, Samuel Jackson, you know what I mean? He's not in this photo, but he played Nick Fury, and he's also plays a colonel or something in this movie. You know what I mean? Against this picture's from King Kong. They're fighting King Kong, and then Loki is the guy holding the machine gun. You know what I mean? Which, you know, that Loki series on Disney, I don't know what in the hell they were getting at with that. I watched it, but I gotta see when they go into season 2, because that was kind of wow. You know, that was kind of, I don't know, twisty, and I didn't understand what the hell they were getting at. You know what I mean? They got to stop making them so damn complex. You know, it's simple stories. That's what sold these as kids. They were simple stories. You know, they were not, you know, you had some every now and then they wrote them kind of in depth, but damn, what the hell they keep doing now is kind of, wow, you know. Now, this I saw the other day, and I even told, this is another Dana Lupa post, you know what I mean? She had this on a post, and I took it, I said, I got to share this. You know, the scariest things on earth is the dark, you know, yeah, you know, clowns, going back to what we were talking about earlier, clowns, sharks, you know, serial killers, death, then the highway patrol doing a U-turn. Yeah, you want to see people slam brakes, find religion, everything. You go down the highway speeding and pass a trooper, and you see him, you know, pull that Yui. You just know it's for you. It's like the mind meld just goes. You know, you know he's coming for you. So because I remember one time, this was years ago, I was going down the road. I was driving a big step-in van that they use now for a lot of food trucks, you know what I mean? And I used to work for a laundry service, and I'm going down, and I was not flying with thinking you can't go that damn. Well, I was going above the speed limit, a little bit over, you know, and I see them there on the side, and damn, I was already rocking past them. You know? I like looked, and I said, out with that big U-turn, I just pulled right over. And he even came up to me, goes, man, I'm glad I didn't have to chase you. I said, I knew you were coming for me, you know, so, yeah, so it's kind of funny, you know, so, yeah, you'll know when they see you, you know, and it's like, and then especially if you're behind someone and they go flying past, and next thing you know, you see that cock eye, like, oh, they're going to bust his ass, you know, so, yeah, that's probably one of the most scariest things. I've seen people find religion, get afraid, trying to hit. I remember one time years ago, I wasn't a cop turning. Me and two other friends, we were out driving around. I don't think Joe sees this, Joe and Pete. I mean, they dealt with them. We were going down the road, and we were out drinking at night and shit like that. We were in our heydays, you know. And we ran through a police checkpoint when we kind of busted through it and shit, and we got a little bit chased, and we were coming back around heading home, and they were doing some other kind of, there was an accident we found out later, but we thought it was another checkpoint, and going down a one-way ramp off a highway, and Pete goes, man, we got to do something. And I thought he's going to turn the car around and go up the one way. I said, man, just go straight, fuck it, you know. But it turned out it was an accident. We went through it, you know, because the cops would direct the traffic, and we got through it. But it was a sight. But yeah, when the cops roll up on you, man, you know, it's like, oh shit, you know. That was like not too long ago. A cop did that to me out toward this way. He come up behind me and said, I was doing 60 miles an hour in a 30, and I know I wasn't. That was my damn vehicle. You know, I said, but I think he tried to get a rise out of me, and he couldn't, you know, so, and we kind of had a few laughs, you know, so it was like kind of okay, but I didn't get no ticket because I didn't do nothing, but I think he was wondering what the hell, who I was, you know what I mean? So, but it was cool. And I was with my wife at the time. And we just got newly married, too, which was funny. She didn't even get a chance to change her license yet. I mean, and, you know, we were trying to explain it all to him. He's like looking at us like we're cuckoo. I'm like, who in the hell would make this up if it ain't true, you know? I'm like, shit. Yeah. But it was all true. And like I said, we didn't get no ticket. I didn't get no ticket or nothing. So everything was fine. But yeah, but that is one of the scariest things. You don't think it is? Go out on the highway and go past a cop and watch him pull that Yui, and they'll scare the hell out of you. Then this is still a prodigy. You know, before making Spaceballs, Mel Brooks asked George Lucas permission to parody Star Wars. You know, Lucas was fine with it as long as Lone Star didn't dress like Han Solo. So Brooks dressed him like Indiana Jones instead. I heard about that. I didn't think that was true. I heard about that a long time ago, you know. So that's a parody, you know. But then I looked at it. I said, yeah, he did dress like Indiana Jones. I had to stop and think about that. So that's a dig at everything. But Mel Brooks was great at that. You know, his movies are funny, you know. Blazing Saddles, I think, is his best work. You know, I mean, God, I laugh like hell every time I watch that. That is so funny, you know. Then report, repost if you're against bullying. And I did repost this years ago. You know, they got the little bubblehead guys here going, you know, what do you want to buy your dad for his birthday? And the big bubbleheaded dude goes, a flower. And they said, you know, they're laughing, you know, flower, you know, it's your dad's, you know, it says it's your dad's gay, and they're like laughing and they're making mocking him. But then he took it to the father's grave, you know what I mean? And it says, I bet 99 people won't. A lot of people won't, because yeah, don't hurt people with your sayings. You know, I've seen people say shit to people, and it's like, shut up, you know. You don't know what someone's going through. You know, even if they're having a drink or something, or things are going on, you don't know what they're going through financially, emotionally, you know, physically, you know, you don't know. You know, I've watched people didn't have enough money to eat, you know, and I've helped them out to eat. If you're near me and I got the money or the food with me, and if you're hungry, I'll feed you. I might not be able to give you $1, but I'll feed you. At least you eat, you know. So, but yeah, don't. I mean, that food has nothing to do with this post, but you know, it's you know, be nice to people. Teach your kids to be nice, because you don't know what people are going through, especially these days and times. It's very hard, very difficult, very twisted. You don't know, so just go easy on people. You know what I mean? Even if you do know, shut up at times. You know, people don't want to hear it. You know. Yeah, going back to pumpkins and all that. Years ago, I used to grow gourds, and if you got the place to grow them, you know, they're not hard to grow. You know, get a pot, or if you got a deck or something, put the seeds in a pot and let them vine up. You know what I mean? They'll grow on vines, so let them vine everywhere the hell they want to go. You know what I mean? And the flowers will bloom, and most of the flowers will bloom toward the night. You know what I mean? They're open at night. So, but get, now you guys, your wives or your women, steal your wife's makeup brush and take it from the male plants and pollinate the flowers, pollinate them. Because sometimes you don't get bees and all that. But if you pollinate them, you got to, that's called, you know, you got to pollinate them yourself. I do that quite often to a lot of plants. Even though I get bees, I'll go back around with a brush and, you know, pollinate the plants so they grow, you know what I mean? So I get whatever the hell I'm growing, cucumbers, gourds, or whatever, you know what I mean? But pollinate them and they'll grow, and just let them grow on the vine. Just leave them alone. Don't touch them. Don't hang on. Hang on. Come on. Get down. I had a dog wanting to come out. But pollinate them, leave them on the line, let them vine, let them just grow. They'll do their own thing, you know what I mean? Then come toward the fall, cut them off, you know, and let them dry, you know what I mean? Or some you could take off early and just let them dry, you know what I mean? And then paint them, you know what I mean? Some you can cut open in half, you know, depending on what type of gourd it is, and make like spoons and all that. You got to be careful, because they're not really that strong as they look, you know what I mean? But you can make birdhouses with them, because once they dry, they'll rattle. And if you want musical things as a teacher or something to show kids music, they'll rattle with the seeds in them. So it's kind of fun, you know. Or paint them up. You can see the one in the background there has like white with flowers. If you got those skills and all of that, you know what I mean? So if you want to do some stuff at a market come next fall, buy them, do them. And sometimes you can wait longer with them too. So as soon as you can start growing them and drying them, do them, you know. But they work out great, you know. It's, like I said, it's a good thing to sell at a flea market, a craft fair. People do like them. The nicer you make them, or more rustic, people like that stuff. So, you know, that's a good craft idea. You know what I mean? So, and there's all sorts of stuff online to do with that stuff. Then this is funny, because if you own pets like I do, a puppy school, the dogs are right there. Cats, damn, they go everywhere. Same like when they're home. You know, dog will meet you, and some cats will, some you don't see. My guys, you don't, with the cooler weather, they'll come back here in the evening. During the day, they're out running, scaring the hell out of the woods. You know, that's what I call them. They do. You know, they scare the woodland creatures, my guys. But then they come back at night and they'll come in, they'll be around. But then during the day, they're running amok. You know, then in the summer, they're running amok 24/7. But here's the funny thing. Okay, right, people eat this part of chicken, they're really greedy. Now, that you got to think of a chicken wing like an arm, which is pretty much the same thing. The part that's circled is really like your fingers, and then the other part is here, and then the top of that looks like a drumstick is up here. You know, so when people usually tell me, "Do you want chicken fingers?" I don't want to eat that piece. You know, because that's really kind of like the fingers of a chicken, you know, because that's like the thumb and all that, because that's the wrist right there. That's like the wrist. So if you like a chicken like that, you're like, ooh, you know. So yeah, I thought that was really funny, and a lot of people don't realize that. You know, and what's funny is even my dogs, they won't touch that piece. You know, what I mean, they'll like spit it out or something. They're like, I don't want the damn fingers. You know, there's really no meat on it or nothing, but. Well, it's like there's no meat on your damn hand either, you know. You don't. Well, we don't eat people. We shouldn't be eating people, you know. But you know that's what that is. You know what I mean? But you know, I just thought that was funny. So yeah, if you're eating that, you're really greedy. You know, I mean, you're just. Yeah, but that's the fingers of a chicken wing. You know what I mean? That's why most of the time you get them, that part's already gone. You just got the like the forearm and the drumstick. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing. You know, and I think they put them wrong on dinosaurs. You know, that we'll get into that another time. You know, and then you guys know I like grilling outside, and I showed you a couple other things to do on the grill. Yeah, you could maybe do this with a shovel, but damn, your shovel better be clean if you're serving it to me. You know, because sometimes people use a shovel to move horse shit, dog shit. Yeah, I don't know. You know, if you're gonna eat it yourself. You know, you know. But if you got a clean shovel and you want to have some fun with some friends and watch their face, and you know the shovel's clean. You know, clean. Even if you went out and bought a brand new shovel, clean it first because it'll have an oil residue on it. Because so it don't rust, you know what I mean? Because after you do this shit to it, it's gonna rust. You know? Your shovel's shot, you know. So, but if you want to have some fun, you know, you take a shovel out, you know, and throw some oil and say, let's have some fries, and just throw that shit in there, and just watch their face. They won't know where the hell to look, you know. I mean, and you know, but if the shovel is clean, you'll be fine. That stuff is gonna cook out basically 400-degree oil or better. You know what I mean? It's going to be cooked, so anything in shit, it ain't going to kill you, you know. But if you got, you move manure or shit with that or something, or, you know, it better be spotless, man. I mean, And what, I mean, this way, I don't even know that. I don't even know how would you clean a dirty one. So, really don't do this shit. Yo, the thing is, like, I forgot my frying pan, but lucky I had a shovel. See, that'd be the way I would say, damn, I forgot my frying pan. Hey, I got this shovel right here. I would just get maybe some old fries. I mean, you don't got to eat it. It's just for the shock and awe of fun around a campfire and just to see what people do. I mean, and someone wants to eat that, knock yourself out, you know. But you know, just do it for shock and awe. I mean, like I said, I really wouldn't. Not unless you had a real old shovel, you know that shit's clean, you know. But like I said, even if you buy a new shovel, they have an oil residue, so you really don't want to eat that. You're gonna kill. You're gonna get someone fucking sick, you know. So don't do that shit, you know. But you know, like I said, if you want to just have fun with a shock and awe, you know, it's a fun thing to do. But now, if you do that around pets, they're just gonna go throwing the oil and all that shit in the grass where a dog and cat can get hurt from that hot oil. So play responsibly. Play responsibly. Remember that. But that is a fun little gag thing. Then I always like The Simpsons. I get a kick out of the artwork. I think this is like really funny. They draw these sexy Marge people kind of funny. And she's like gonna do something to Homer here, make him a voodoo. I think he's supposed to be like that Chucky doll or something like that, and it's kind of a meme of a joke of Bride of Chucky. So but that's funny. Yeah, I always think that my friend Rose with her stupid witchcraft that she's trying to kill me off. I get a kick out of that shit. This is funny with Halloween coming. Let me move this up. This is a classic. This should be a Christmas card or a Halloween card. It says haunted house. They go in and poof, they come out all like looking like fuzzballs. You know what I mean? And yeah, they do that, these cats, when you get them. My cats get like that when they get mad. They don't get like that when they're scared much anymore. But little kitten guys, they always get, they'll get all puffed up. Most of my guys are all short hair, but you get like a little bit longer hair ones. Yeah, they look funny as hell. They go poof, they get all fat. Well, the picture went fat. There we go. Boom. Then here's a kid going down the street. These were called big wheels back when I was young. They were it was like a tricycle that you lean back on. Yeah, and kids used to go buck wild with that. Like I learned how to do wheelies today in my big wheels in 1976 in summer's ending, and I would wish it would never end. Yeah, I mean, a lot of kids got hurt with those damn big wheels. You used to be able to do spin outs. You go real fast, and it had a side brake that you pull up, and it locked the damn wheels, and you just spun out. I never owned one. I lived in the city. I don't know how the hell you would play with a big wheel in the city, on the city street. You'd be killed by a car. There should be a bottle of vodka. That would have been a lot of fun to be drinking, but it's just a Sprite soda. I mean, I don't know why it's so clear. It's normally green. I think they changed their bottles or something. But then we have these cavemen here talking, which I think are always funny. And this is a word of advice, Dirk. This is the Messiolic. It's the Messiolic. We're domesticated the dog. We're in the stone. We're using stone tools, and no one's walking around naked anymore. So I think that's like funny, like progress amongst the cavemen, which it really wasn't, but but it's like so funny, he's like doing his own thing. He's still stuck in time, he's stuck in time in the past, and they're in the past. So that was like kind of funny. Then this is a lot of older people, but a lot of this is around now. It says, have you ever wait, never ever had the 70s edition. So if you ever playing that game, I never ever. Give yourself 1 point for each thing you not owned or experienced. Okay, I've owned a ring. I did the YMC dance. Oh, I didn't do. But I've had a mood ring. I've done the YMCA, the dance. I've done that. A spirograph. No, I didn't do it really back then. I used to just take a pen and do it. I was poor. But my friend Bob, before he cracked up, sent me a spirograph not too long ago. And yeah, I've done it now. So yeah, I can say yeah. A wall telephone. Yeah, that was common. Table trades. Yeah. Clackers. That were these two balls that hung on a string like that, and there'd be two balls, and you would clack them, and you can guarantee to bust your knuckles. You know what I mean? It was the stupidest toy ever. Silly putty, yes. Pop rocks candy, yeah. You put them in your mouth and they crackled and shit. Photo boots, yeah, that was common. Sea monkeys, yeah, they just made little Brian shrimp. That's all the hell they were. Polaroid camera, yeah, that was common. A shag carpeting, yeah. A boogie van. I've seen them, but I've seen like later ones, so I wouldn't say that's a maybe. You know what I mean? A cassette tape recorder, yeah. Roller skates, yeah. Pet rocks, yeah. I had gravel. I had to get the knockoff. I had the wild gravel or something, or a wild piece of rock. I didn't have a pet rock. I had to catch mine wild. You know, a lava lamp. I didn't have them, but I've seen them and all of that. You know, tube socks. Yeah, I still wear them today. Um, disco dancing, and then what the hell is the other thing? I can't see it. Oh, an 8-track player. You know what I mean? Yeah, I had that. I had that. So basically, everything I did, kind of except the boogie van. I think I said right. You know, in the lava lamp. So yeah, I've experienced all of that, and that was toward the 70s. You know, and all that. I mean, that stuff was. You know, some of it was phasing out, but it was still around. Some of it's still around today. Shit. You know. Then that's Columbo. You know, anybody who likes old movies likes Columbo or crime things. You know, well, sir, I don't know if I will get back. And then he'll come back and say, oh, one more thing. Oh, one more thing. I got one more thing to tell you. Oh, then when he's saying it's the last thing to tell you, he say your ass is arrested. That's the, that's the last thing he's telling you. So, you know, it's kind of funny, you know. But that's Columbo for you. You know, oh, did that again. Now, this is a fun thing. This I saved. I'm going to try really to make this kind of soon for myself, kind of. All I need is a pallet. I got some old wheels floating around, and it's like a cart that you can, you know, have your stuff hanging while you're grilling. So if I don't make it now, I'm going to definitely make it toward the spring. You know what I mean? Because I think that'd be a fun thing to make for everybody, and people can use it out in their yard because it's all easy stuff to get. You know what I mean? There's 90% of it I think you might have around your house. You know what I mean? So, or we can kind of rig something for it. You know what I mean? So it should be, the only cost will maybe be something to dealing with the wheels, and that's it. I mean, other than that, I don't see, you know, like even over here on the side, you know, it has a shelf, and I don't think that'd be that hard to mount to it. You know what I mean? So that'd be a thing on it. You know, but it'd be nice. I think it'd be a fun thing to make, like I'm saying. It'd be movable, mobile in your backyard to do stuff. So, but I don't know if I'll make one now or maybe closer to the spring. You know what I mean? But you know, but that'd be something that's gonna happen. I like that kind of lot. I might change a couple of things on it, but I think it's fun. I think a lot of people will like it. So that's gonna be a win-win. Yeah, I'm going to probably leave this as the last one today. Let's all go out dancing. Anybody who remembers the Peanuts, they would have that Christmas special. They're over there. That one that's doing this shit, and the one's walking like Frankenstein, and, you know, and then the other two was bopping. So this was really funny that they made them look like Halloween creatures, you know what I mean? Doing it. I thought it was like kind of funny, you know, and I just had to share that. I thought that was a really cool, you know, uplifting thing that could maybe put that on your phone or something and look happy. I'll do one more. Oh, this was a weather rock. We could maybe make this one day too. You know, it says John's weather forecasting, and this would be easy. Anybody can do it. You just get a rock. And I kind of sold something like this years ago because it's easy to do and it's fun. It says, stone is wet, it's raining. The stone is dry, it's not raining. Shadow on the ground, it's sunny. White on top, you know, it's snowing. Can't see the stone, it's foggy. Swinging stone means it's windy. Stone jumping up and down, it's an earthquake. You know, stone gone, tornado. You know, so it used to make it a little bit smaller on a piece of wood with a little rock hanging from it. You know what I mean? And people like to buy it. It's a fun novelty thing if you do them right. You got to make it right, though. But I might make one of these, you know, and show people how to do it, you know, because it's a lot of fun. I might even try, you know, doing the kind of wood burn thing I use, you know what I mean, doing the words. So I think that'd be a lot of fun doing it that way, you know what I mean, because it holds up a little bit and it'll give it more of a rustic look. But and you can put your own name or call it whatever you want, you know, this house weather forecasting stone. You know, Henry Rothenberg might get a kick out of that thing, you know what I mean? So, you know, when we make it, I try to tune him in on that so he can, you know, laugh about it. Okay, one more by popular demand. This is it. Let's leave with this note. In 1955, you had a ballpoint pen. 85, you had a ballpoint pen. And in 2015, you still got the ballpoint pen. There's something that has not changed over centuries. I mean, decades. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. A ballpoint pen is a ballpoint pen. It's been around forever. You know what I mean? And it's trusty. Take the cap off and write. You can see when it's empty, you throw it away. Don't bite them. They'll get in. You get all the ink in your mouth. So, and it makes a weapon. For ladies who are out walking, you carry the pen without the cap on. It makes a good to jab someone with if they're attacking you. So it's been around a long time. Has a lot of uses. You know what I mean? And I just had to share that because that's so true. You sometimes you underestimate stuff that's been around for a long time, and it's all there. Now here I go with this, trying to go back to these things. Okay, let's go back. Wait a minute. Let's do this. Screencast on. Yep. I think I'm still there. Hello, there I is. Oh, cancel that. Hey, I'm back. I think my screencast is off. Let me just double check. Yeah, I think it's off. So I see Gail was on, while Olive was on. I don't know how many other people were on, but I thank everybody for joining me today. My bandana kept moving around. I got to adjust my height here with the phone. I don't use a whole computer system type thing or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Maybe down the road we might, but I had a lot of fun. It's a little chilly out here today. During the week it's going to be nice. I got a couple other shows we're going to be doing here during the week. So it should be fun. Tomorrow is Sukkot, a religious holiday for me, where we do the Feast of Tabernacles, and I'm going to decorate this up a little bit out here. So I might post pictures. I might even go live for a minute just to welcome everybody to it. So it's kind of like a Jewish and Messianic holiday. So I welcome everybody to this thing, and just have fun. You know what I mean? Be good to everybody. God bless. Remember, if you're watching this, like my page, subscribe on the YouTube, follow me on Twitch, like me on Twitch, like me on Facebook, stay in tuned. I got a lot of stuff we're going to be starting to do, and more the merrier. And I welcome people to join in and comment, please. You know what I mean? Some people are like, oh, I'm afraid to say something. Just say something. Just say hi. You know what I mean? But thank you very much. I do my best every day, and love everybody, and be good. And I thank you all. Let me just get my little thing here going. Whoop. Whoop. I wanted to do this. There we go. Whoop. Whoop.